Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Cassidy. I hope everyone is doing fantastic. So this video I dedicate to all of the questions that I've been getting based around, how do you stay motivated? How are you so dedicated? How are you so mentally tough? Like that kind of thing. So today I really wanted to talk about, mental toughness and kind of how to build that. So if you don't know me, I am a triathlete of 11 years. I have done handfuls of sports, but now I decided that triathlon I'm going to pursue full time. I'm training for my first Ironman in August. The real race got canceled, so I'll be doing it with my dad at our cottage. So that was 7 weeks to go yesterday. So I'm very excited. I'm very nervous, but stay tuned. It should be good. Also, if you haven't watched any of my previous videos, you should probably go do that. Not just to give me views, but to kind of give you a baseline of who I am, what I'm about. You'll notice that this video is quite similar to that one, just because to lose weight, you need to be mentally tough, and a lot of the stuff that I talk about with mental toughness today will kind of link back to how I ended up losing my weight. So I really hope you enjoy. If this sounds interesting to you, please keep watching. If not, have a great day. I wish you well. Alrighty, folks, let's get down to business. I have, once again, my notepad because I have zero attention span, which is fantastic. Love that for myself. Okay, and so very similarly, before I get in full-fledged, also fair warning, I talk a lot, so if you get bored, I'm so sorry. So just like probably any little thing known to man, there's so many different ways to build mental toughness, to lose weight, to do literally anything. So what I'm going to be talking about today is kind of what works for me and how I was able to get to the point that Ironman training feels like nothing because my mental toughness is so strong. You know what I mean? So if you like some of the points, please let me know if you try them. Let me know if they work. If you know for a fact that the points that I list off do not work for you, that is totally okay. If anything, message me and I can try to help you out with something, because I have a lot of nooks and crannies that I can look in. I have, a lot of experience in sports, and I can definitely try to figure something out for you. Okay, that's enough rambling, because I'm even getting sick of hearing my own voice. So, okay, the first thing that I have on here, like my weight loss video, is routine. So I am the type of person who I love planning stuff. Like, I have this super weird obsession with calendars, with notebooks, with task books, that kind of to-do list. Oh, love it. I run rogue in every single dollar store. It's fantastic. So what I found with routine was, once you start to get into a routine, you start to become, accustomed to what you're going to be doing. And this very much helps with, building mental toughness. And along with building mental toughness comes, getting over the harder workouts, the longer workouts, the stuff that you really don't want to be doing, but you have to. So a good example would be pre-planning everything. So for me with the Ironman, I started training in September. September 2nd was actually my first session that I was okay, this is it, this is happening. So from September literally up until the Ironman, I had every single day, I had every single workout, I had every single week, every month, everything planned. I had it right down to the nitty-gritty. And I know some people are definitely not like that, but I know that there are more people out there like me that thrive on this kind of stuff. So not saying that you have to be as crazy as I am with that kind of thing, but it was so much easier for me to train for this Goliath of a thing by seeing what I have to do and knowing that I have to keep myself accountable for actually finishing this. It also helps because I'm not the type of person that can, go to the gym and then decide what I choose to do, because my brain will totally, maybe not now, but definitely in September, my brain would have totally wimped out of the harder day. I would have done legs every single day known to man. Like, no way. But it was having that schedule where I would literally look and I would see, okay, you have to do arms today. Does that suck? Yes, but it's written down. I have to do it. And once you start, continuously doing that, then you start to look at it and say, okay, I've already done this. It sucked. I wasn't a fan, but it wasn't actually that bad. Time to go do it again. And maybe you have a goal for this time. Who knows? You might have a better outlook. You might think, okay, like this hurt, so maybe it won't hurt as much this time. And you know what I mean? You start to feed off of that. You become more accustomed. It becomes a routine. And so then your brain starts to look at it slightly more in a positive light. And that's when everything starts to meld together. And that's when your goals start becoming, attainable, and you start to become much more enlightened with what you're going to be doing rather than looking at something as just pure work. Okay, so I have a really good example for this, and just to put it out there, disclaimer, I'm not some genetic freak of nature athlete that is capable of doing anything and everything and is the type of person that, doesn't seem attainable to be, I am an average 19-year-old female in university just chasing my dream. That's all I'm doing. I want to make it known, and that's why I made this channel, was to make it known that I am your average Jane, realistically just chasing a goal. That's it. And I want it to be known to people that anything is possible if you work for it. Like I said, I'm not blessed with these amazing genes. No, I just work hard. And okay, so here's a good example. So back out west, because right now I'm in Ontario and I go to school at the University of Calgary. So in Calgary, I'm a part of a tri club. And so this tri club had a 4, but I looked at it and it was just no part of me wanted to be on a bike inside looking at nothing for 4 hours. But because I had it written down, I was like, okay, Cassidy, you need to go, you need to do this. From the first day I started going until now, I have missed probably absolute maximum 5 rides. And that's but including getting sick, that's including exams, that's including assignments, that's everything. So I went from a 4-hour ride that I was, dreading, to yesterday. I woke up, it was my long ride day. I woke up, I went downstairs, I, said good morning to my mom, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be gone around 6 hours, it's a 160 today, call me if you need me, I'll see you later. And it was easy. Do I love being on my bike for 6 hours? No, my butt hurts, I'm sweaty, the wind is quite rude outside most of the time, but I know that it's something I need to do. I'm in that routine, so when I look at it, my brain's like, okay, this sucks, but you have to do it every week. It's just, you have 6 more days until, the next one, you get a little bit of a rest, and you start thinking about it, and it's actually not that bad. Like I said, you become more accustomed, and you become used to it. It's natural now. Okay, so that was quite long on routine, but anyways, the second point I have is setting goals. And so I'm sure that, in school you were all taught the SMART goals. I can't even remember the acronym, but you know what I mean. You definitely have learned it. But you want to set goals that are totally attainable. You don't want to like for instance with me with the Ironman. I've done 2 halves before this. I've been training and competing in triathlon for 11 years. I know my body, I know my ethic, I know that I can train and work hard for it. So Ironman, it's risky, but it's definitely attainable. Whereas if someone was, starting out in triathlon, definitely would not recommend having an Ironman as a goal, because flat out, unless you're some sort of freak of nature like I was talking about, it is 100% not attainable. It's not happening. So you want to make sure that you're not setting yourself up for, either disappointment or, how I've called it in previous videos, moral suicide. You want to be able to make this goal a challenge, but you also want to make sure that you're going to be able to reach it. And that's a huge thing, because I know a lot of people that, you know, have either started getting into like weight loss or started working out, and their goals are just, you know, through the roof. And I'm like, okay, let's pull it back a bit. And so this plays in with routine, because obviously routine helps you get to that goal. But along with setting, like, you know, a big goal, so say that big goal is that you're right now a 3K runner and you want to be able to run 10K in 3 months. Perfect. That seems like an attainable goal. I would hope it is, but great. So along with that goal, maybe set a bunch of, like, you know, little frequent goals. So maybe every 2 weeks do like a, I don't know, like maybe like a 1.5K increase and then see how it feels. Or maybe once a month do like a 5K time trial and see how that feels. So have little goals that, you know, constantly keep you working towards something, rather than looking in the future and thinking, oh, I still have 3 months until I need to get there. Because as soon as you start having that mentality, then your, you know, stuff just starts to go downhill, because you start to think, you know, I have so much time, like I don't really need to be doing this today. It's okay. I have like, you know, 2 more months. If I had that mentality with the Ironman, there's no way, absolutely no way. I started training in September. My race was in August. That's about 11 and a half months. And if I pushed it off, I would be so far behind. Which leads into my next point, because the little goals definitely help with this, but positive reinforcement. Oh my God. So little goals totally help with positive reinforcement, because you're achieving little things much more frequently, which puts you in a better mindset. You know what I mean? So instead of having this huge goal where, like, for instance, with me in the Ironman, yeah, that's going to be awesome. But what positive reinforcement am I getting to actually keep me motivated for this 11 and a half months? I'm setting little goals based off of times that I want to get for my 10K, based off of distances, based off of everything, like weight. I'm tracking my moods, like all of that stuff. And you want to turn what you're doing into a positive light. And I find that I'm a huge person for positivity. I'm a huge optimist. I will very rarely be down unless I'm in one of my episodes, which you can, you know, dive through some of my old videos to kind of hear a little bit about that. But no, positive reinforcement totally helps, because once you start looking at something in a positive light, you become more inclined to do it. You get more excited to do it. It doesn't look as bad to actually be doing it. And that's one of the biggest things, is looking at something and thinking, you know what, I can do it. This is going to be great. And that makes the workout so much better. First of all, it feeds hormones that actually make the workout enjoyable and actually help you push a little bit harder, versus going into the workout and thinking, you know what, I'm tired. I don't want to be here. This is useless. I hate this day. You know what I mean? Brings me into, like, you know, a little story, because this is actually where I get a lot of my questions from. So at school, I'm a nursing student, so a lot of hours in class, and that's not taking away from any other faculty in case y'all decide to get defensive. But it is a lot of hours. It's a lot of time studying. It's a lot of readings. It's a lot of everything. So because of how much I was training, which was around 35 to 40 hours a week from September until February, I would get up at 3 o'clock in the morning after going to bed at around 10 o'clock to 11. I'd get up, I would sit on a bike for 2 to 3 hours, and then I would go and do weights for an hour and a half to around 2 hours. Then I would go to class. I wouldn't get home until, like, excluding lunch, I wouldn't get home until after 5. And then I would go back for another session, and then I would go to bed after studying at around 11. Now, by no means would I ever recommend anyone doing that, because it was hard, but how did I get through that? I got through that with positive reinforcement. As much as I knew that I was going to be tired, I woke up almost every single morning and thought, you know what? Today's going to be a great day. I'm going to have a great training session. I'm not tired. I need to get through this. You'll be fine. You can sleep on the weekend. you're doing fantastic, just all of that stuff. Because if I woke up and thought, oh, this sucks, I regret choosing this sport, you know, which I joke about, but anytime I say that, it's actually not true. I love my sport. But if I woke up like that, there's no way I would be, first of all, where I am now, or capable of, you know, doing all of my training that I did. You need to give yourself credit. You need to actually think, okay, I'm doing amazing as what, like once you, like I said in the weight loss video, once you start putting everything in a positive light, it's so much better. It doesn't even feel like work anymore. It feels like another form of just happiness. And I love it. Okay, so we're getting lower on the list, thank goodness. I've probably been talking way too long, but if you're still here, thank you. This next one is very superficial. It's basically just having like distractions. So it helps me relax, it helps me focus, but during training sessions, it motivates me. I find music, I listen to the lyrics, or I'll find something with a really good beat and I'll actually match it to what I'm doing. I know my cycling route so well that I can literally make a queue of songs so that I know where I'm going to be when I hear that song, and I'll actually pick a specific song for that point. It's pretty cool. But you'll notice that all of these points kind of play in together because you need routine, and then along with routine you need goals, and then along with all of that, to help you get into routine is to find distractions to get through the workout, and then you're gonna be able to make it a routine. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And so this next one might not be for everyone, but if you are an athlete, you probably do this too. But one of my biggest distractions, this is actually kind of very cheesy, but when I'm running or cycling or realistically doing whatever, I visualize why I'm doing this and what I'm doing this. And like for instance, okay, on my cycle yesterday, so Steve is my father, and we have this thing called a dark spot. So the dark spot is basically when you start to crash, you start to lose motivation, and in a 160K ride, so it's around 6 hours, it's very easy to hit that point, especially if you know you don't bring a lot of liquids, you don't bring enough nutrition, or if you're just not mentally into it. So I can, because I've been doing this for so long, I can kind of pick out, you know, when I'm starting to get less motivated, and I'll actually start thinking of scenarios. So it doesn't matter if the scenarios are actually real or if they're just manifestations or whatever, but I think of stuff that, you know, hypes me up. I think of the first half Ironman I did and what it felt like to cross that line and feel so strong and to just, you know, be that much closer to an actual Ironman. I think of what it's going to feel like when I cross the Ironman finish line. I think of, you know, people cheering me on. I think of making my dad proud, because we're not going to talk about that. And then just all of this stuff, qualifying for Worlds, wearing the leaf on my back. I think of, like, I just got goosebumps. I think of so many things that I know I'm looking forward to and the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. And that helps keep me motivated. Like I said, this might not work for everyone, but there definitely are athletes out there that I know do this and it works so well. But you don't even have to be an athlete. Maybe you're just starting out and you want to, you know, lose weight, or you want to be strong, and you start visualizing maybe what you're going to look like at this point, or how you're going to feel, or you think about your goal and you actually achieving it. And like I said, it sounds super superficial, but maybe try it and let me know how it goes, because once you start thinking about it, it literally becomes like a dream where it just starts building and building and building, and then you have this huge manifestation of what you want to be and who you want to become, and it feeds you, and it sucks up a lot of time while you're working out too. So if you're still here, thank you so much for watching. So far, that's all I have, but if you want me to build off more on something that I had mentioned, or you maybe want my input on something, please message me on Instagram, comment on here. I would be so happy to help. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it inspired some of you. And if you're a person who is supporting me on here and on my Instagram, thank you so much. I'm just here to motivate. I want to share my story, and yeah, I really hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.